Philozoopia.
What if a tiny moment of canine mischief could unlock this huge whimsical adventure, like whisking you away across oceans to the moon, even into, the very fabric of dreams?
Yeah, imagine being shrunk down to toy size, bumping into grumpy wizards, maybe surfing across the moon, diving into the deep sea.
Exactly. That's pretty much where we're headed in today's. We're exploring a tale that really captures the magic of storytelling.
Well, we're always about pulling out those surprising insights, those vital facts from compelling stories, so you walk away feeling properly informed, but, without feeling overwhelmed.
Right.
So today we're looking closely at a really captivating source. Excerpts from J.R.R. Tolkien's lesser-known work, but it's utterly charming, Roverandom.
Yeah.
It's such a delightful example of his profound talent for crafting these incredibly rich fantasy worlds and timeless fairy tales, even when he's not in Middle-earth.
And that's exactly our mission today, isn't it? We really want to unpack how this delightful tale shows off Tolkien's incredible imagination, the sort of surprising characters he brings to life, and just the sheer joy of discovery that's woven into, every single line.
Absolutely. And just to be clear, for you listening, every detail, every character, every fantastical setting we talk about today comes straight from these provided excerpts.
It's all there, ready for us to dive in and find those nuggets of wisdom and wonder. So let's jump right in. Our adventure starts, pretty innocently, actually, with a small dog, young, very happy dog called Rover. He's playing in the garden, totally absorbed with a yellow ball. The text itself tells us he was very small and very young, or he would have known better, and very happy playing with a yellow ball, or he would never have done what he did.
It really paints that picture, doesn't it? That initial canine innocence. It sort of sets the stage perfectly for what comes next.
It's a classic fairy tale opening, really.
Yeah.
Tolkien grounds us immediately in something familiar, charming a dog, a ball, makes the magical disruption feel even more striking when it hits.
Yeah, that baseline of just ordinary, almost childlike joy gets completely, fantastically turned upside down. It's a brilliant way to create that immediate contrast.
Right.
Really shows his skill right from the start.
And what a disruption it is. The source brings in this peculiar old man, a wizard, who comes wandering up the garden path in a ragged old coat with an old pipe in his mouth and an old green hat on his head.
Right.
Now, Rover, being a typical happy puppy, is so fixated on his ball he completely misses this subtle but really crucial clue. A blue feather stuck in the back of the green hat.
Ah, the feather.
Yeah. The text specifically says if he'd noticed it, he would have suspected that the man was a wizard, as any other sensible little dog would.
Which is such a clever detail, isn't it? It hints at the magic without being, overly dramatic. Like magic is just there, kind of in the background, waiting to be noticed.
That missed detail, that blue feather, it's just masterful foreshadowing. Rover, in his youthful exuberance, his focus on the ball, he just doesn't see it. But for us, for you listening, it immediately signals there are layers here, hidden truths, things ordinary perception might just glance over.
Exactly. It establishes how magic in Tolkien's fairy tales isn't always announced with a big flourish. Sometimes it is just a blue feather that a sensible creature might notice. It really underlines how magic operates just under the surface of the everyday, ready to pop out.
And then comes the catalyst, the thing that kicks the whole adventure off. The wizard, maybe trying to be helpful, maybe a bit mischievous. He stoops down to pick up Rover's yellow ball. He's sort of muttering about turning it into an orange or a bone. But Rover, in this moment of just pure, unadulterated canine impoliteness, he growls, "Put it down," without ever a fleas.
No manners at all.
None. Which, of course, the wizard, being wizard, understood perfectly and snaps right back just as rudely. "Be quiet, silly," without ever a please.
It's this great little verbal sparring match. Shows the wizard's own prickly nature, doesn't it? Before the real magic even starts.
This exchange, it's more than just setup. It's actually crucial. It highlights that classic fairy tale trope one Tolkien uses so well, the immediate, direct consequence for being rude.
Oh, absolutely. Rover's impoliteness, then followed by his impulsive act biting the wizard's trousers.
He actually tears a piece off.
Right, and that instantly triggers the wizard's enraged shout, "Idiot! Go and be a toy!"
Bam, just like that.
Yeah, there's no ambiguity, no long, drawn-out spell. The punishment is swift, absolute, and it's directly linked to what Rover did. It's a clear moral lesson, but it's delivered with this humorous, almost absurd edge. Makes it feel less preachy, more like like an unpredictable force of nature.
And the immediate consequence, it's just brilliantly executed. Rover instantly felt very much smaller. The grass seemed to grow monstrously tall and wave far above his head. And that yellow ball, the very thing that started it all, now looks like the sun rising through the trees of a forest.
Wow. His whole world literally shrinks, becomes alien. It's such a dizzying shift in perspective, and we feel it right along with him.
The physical constraints of the enchantment are really fascinating too, and so expertly described. Rover finds he can't move much during the day, only very little, and with a great effort, and then only when no one was looking.
Only when no one's looking!
Right. It's only after midnight he can manage to walk, and even then it's a bit stiffly.
And the ultimate irony of his punishment, that specific, almost poetic justice.
He's forced to sit up and beg all day, stuck in that helpless, submissive pose. Tolkien doesn't just say Rover is small. He details the profound, almost terrifying implications of that change.
It's not just the physical limits either. The auditory impact is just as profound, isn't it? His barks, once so, boisterous and attention-grabbing.
Yeah, they become a little tiny noise, too small for ordinary people to hear.
Can you imagine? And the mere thought of Tinker, the cat.
Oh, the big black cat.
Yeah, who lives in the same house. Suddenly he transforms from just, maybe an annoying presence into this terrifying potential predator. It highlights Rover's new extreme vulnerability.
Really drives home the complete reversal of his world.
Yeah.
Everything's dangerous now.
And what's really insightful here, and it's such a hallmark of Tolkien's talent in crafting these fairy tales, is how he establishes the fantasy premise with such immediate, vivid detail.
Right.
He doesn't slowly build up to the magic. He plunges Rover, and by extension, you, the listener, straight into it.
Creates that powerful sense of urgency, disorientation. The world Rover knew is just instantly gone, and we feel that shock right with him.
Exactly. That immediacy of magic where transformation is sudden and visceral, it's key to the whole enchanting nature of the story.
You've hit on something really crucial there. That immediacy of magic is one of Tolkien's key strengths in making a compelling fairy tale. There's no, lengthy spell or mysterious ritual.
Nope.
It's just a sudden, almost accidental transformation, born from a very human-like interaction, really.
And the magic itself acts as that direct, maybe harsh consequence for rudeness, which is such a classic, fundamental fairy tale trope. It grounds the fantastical in a clear, relatable lesson, even while it's becoming utterly bizarre.
And this rapid, profound change is brought to life through incredibly effective sensory details. Tolkien meticulously focuses on Rover's new perspective.
Yeah, making the ordinary seem monstrous.
Exactly. The blades of grass now monstrously tall, his own bark becoming a little tiny noise, the familiar cat turning into a predator.
The description of the grass waving far above his head, it makes the enchantment tangible, almost claustrophobic. It really pulls you into Rover's new, vulnerable world.
Lets you viscerally feel his disorientation, his fear. Draws you into the story not just intellectually, but emotionally, physically even.
It's a masterclass in immersive storytelling, that immediate, tangible change, a technique Tolkien would definitely expand on later in his bigger works.
So Rover, now known to himself as Roverandom.
Which is a great name, by the way.
Isn't it? A subtle hint at his new wandering identity. He finds himself in, quite a predicament. Whisked away, ends up in a stuffy box, can't move during the day, feeling utterly miserable.
Little guy.
Then he's put in the front of the window in the hot sun of a toy shop, forced to sit up and pretend to beg. But even in this state, despite the physical limits, his spirit is still defiantly alive. He thinks, I'll run away. I'm real. I'm not a toy, and I won't be a toy. But, he also wishes someone would just buy him quickly, get him out of there.
That internal monologue, it provides such a stark contrast to the other toys in the shop, doesn't it? Their whole sort of apathetic philosophy.
Oh, yeah, what do they say?
They tell him, quite bluntly, it's more comfortable standing still thinking of nothing. The more you rest, the longer you live, so just shut up.
Charming.
Exactly. It reveals Rover's unique spirit. He's a real dog trapped in a toy's body, and he absolutely refuses to just give in to that resignation, that inertia of his inanimate companions.
Really amplifies his desire for freedom. Highlights his inherent life force, which is crucial for any fairy tale hero, right? He's not content to just exist. He wants to live.
Precisely. And freedom, or at least a shot at it, comes in the form of a mother and her little boy,
No boy, do you?
who sees Rover through the window and thinks what a nice little dog he would be for her boy. So, Rover gets bought, whisked away again.
But his escape, it's not some grand plan. It's startlingly accidental.
Yeah, which is often how things happen in these stories.
Right. While they're on the beach, he gets startled by a large seagull, just a force of nature almost. He fell right out of the pocket onto the soft sand,
Oops.
leading to his joyful, if tiny, bark, "I run away, I run away." It's this burst of pure, unadulterated triumph in such a tiny form.
That accidental escape, it highlights a powerful element you often find in good fairy tales, the unexpected intervention of chance. Rover's determined, sure, but it's external stuff, the jostling, the seagull surprise that gives him the opportunity.
And he's left alone on this deserted shore, described with a queer feeling, a place where strange things came there, sometimes even in the afternoon, and by the evening the place was full of mermen and mermaidens, not to speak of the smaller sea goblins.
Wow. So the magic just ramps up immediately.
Exactly. It instantly magically expands the scope of this fantastical world, hinting at these vast hidden wonders just beyond what we normally see.
And it's here, on this lonely magical shore, that we meet Psamathos. Psamathides.
What a name.
Isn't it great? The oldest of all the sand-sorcerers. He's a truly eccentric character, hiding, buried in the warm sand with not more than the tip of one of his long ears stuck out.
Which most people would just think was a bit of stick.
Exactly. He's presented as wise, but a bit crusty on the surface, yet surprisingly kindly to the right people.
And in a delightful narrative twist, he actually knows Artaxerxes.
No way. The original grumpy wizard?
The very same. The world already feels bigger, more interconnected. These magical beings, they all seem to know each other.
That's brilliant. And Psamathos' partial debewitchment of Rover, that's a pivotal moment, isn't it? A turning point that gives our hero some agency back.
Definitely. He can't restore Rover's full size. Apparently you need Artaxerxes' permission for that, which is a nice touch of magical rules.
Magical bureaucracy.
Exactly. But he grants him the vital ability to move quickly and properly with all his legs and bark. Real sharp little fairy dog barks, though still at his tiny fairy dog size.
And Psamathos himself, his character sort of shifts too. His initial sternness, "What are you making such a noise about, little dog? This is my time for sleep." It quickly melts into laughter and pity. He affectionately calls Rover a funny little dog. And that interaction, in turn, really shows Rover's developing politeness, a direct result of his humbling experiences, you know? It's a wonderful moment of growth for our tiny hero. He's learning.
So since Rover still doesn't want to go home looking like a toy, which, I mean, who can blame him? Psamathos makes this grand decision. He's going to send Rover to the Man in the Moon, declared the greatest of all the magicians.
Wow, straight to the top.
Pretty much. And Rover's transport. None other than Mew the seagull who'll take him along the moon's path.
A seagull taxi to the moon.
Right. Rover's initial fear of flying soon gives way to him getting used to it and rather tired of it, which is such a wonderfully understated, almost human reaction to something so extraordinary. It makes the fantastical feel surprisingly relatable.
Oh, definitely. And that journey along the moon's path. That's something really special in Tolkien's fairy tale writing, vividly described as a shining path on the water, stretching straight from the shore to the dark edge of nowhere.
Sounds amazing.
This is where Tolkien's talent for expanding the world truly shines, even in a story for, a younger audience. Each new helper, each new environment, the crusty sand-sorcerer, the obliging seagull, now this almost cosmic, magical highway to the moon. It adds layers to the fantastical world, showing its vastness, its interconnectedness. It's not just a simple trip. It's a revelation of how incredibly expansive and wonderfully weird this magical universe really is. It's like a quick shortcut to being well-informed about the hidden corners of a magical cosmos.
And these interactions, they're so critical, not just for moving the plot along, but for character depth, too. Rover's developing personality.
Yeah, from that initial impudent bite that got him into trouble
to politely asking Mew, "Please, what are you waiting for me for, Mr. Bird?" It really shows how much he's grown through his trials.
He's definitely not the silly dog who didn't say please anymore. He's learning the value of courtesy, of respect lessons, directly tied to the consequences of his actions.
And that sense of grandeur woven into this section is just palpable. The description of the moon's path, the edge of the world, these aren't just pretty phrases, are they?
Not at all. They evoke this feeling of cosmic adventure, typical of epic fantasy, but here it is in a children's story. Tolkien meticulously builds anticipation for your arrival on the moon.
Paints a picture of a journey that goes way beyond ordinary reality.
Yeah, it's a testament to his ability to imbue even the smallest adventure with a sense of immense scale. preparing you, the listener, for a whole new realm of wonder. It subtly signals that each step further into this story will bring even more astonishing, beautifully detailed discoveries, drawing you deeper into the boundless possibilities of his imagination.
And what an arrival it is. As Roverandom and Mew get close to the moon, they hear this distinct, powerful sound, tremendous barking, coming from an island below them.
Ah, the Isle of Lost Dogs.
That's the one. A whimsical creation described as a place with bone trees and fruit-like juicy meat bones.
A dog's paradise, literally.
Right. Roverandom's initial disappointment at not landing there is so wonderfully relatable for anyone who loves dogs. He just missed out.
It's a charming, almost edible detail that immediately sets the tone for the moon's peculiar wonders. Then, when he lands on the moon itself, Roverandom meets the man in the moon.
The big cheese himself.
Described as an old man with a long silvery beard using an enormously long telescope. And it turns out the man in the moon also has a dog named Rover.
Seriously. Another rover.
Yeah. Which, to avoid confusion, leads to our hero being formally renamed Roverandom.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
It emphasizes his new, unique identity in this magical place, marks him as distinct but also part of this larger shared canine history somehow.
The Man in the Moon's magic, it's wonderfully casual, isn't it? Almost nonchalant. When Roverandom mentions wanting to fly, which seems pretty natural after his journey,
You'd think so.
the man just says, have a pair and be off, and poof!
Yeah.
Just like that, Roverandom gets these beautiful white wings with black spots.
Amazing.
But his initial difficulty falling a long way before he could stop, because he wasn't used to wings, adds that touch of humor and relatable realism to the fantasy.
Yeah, even magic takes practice. Reminds us that even magical gifts require a bit of learning.
And the white side of the moon itself. It's truly a landscape of delicate wonders. Showcases Tolkien's incredible imagination in detail. It's like a microcosm of his larger world-building genius.
Absolutely. The plants there aren't just pretty, they're musical.
The musical flora. Tell us about those.
Well, you've got white bells, the fair bells and the silver bells, the tinkle bells and the ringer roses, the rhymer royals and the penny whistles, the tin trumpets and the cream horns.
Well, what names?
And they all make tunes all day long, especially in the evening. But in delightful contrast, the animals, the fauna, they're silent and tiny, wingless or forgetful birds dodging swooping flutterbees.
Flutterbees, like butterflies.
Presumably. And Roverandom even gets to hunt little white mice and gray squirrels, sort of adapting to this new fantastical ecosystem.
And the lunar menagerie doesn't stop there. Tolkien fills this world with such specific, charming details. There are tiny sheep with golden bells that ring in tune and shine like snow.
Like little walking wind chimes.
Totally. And an enormous white elephant, almost as big as a donkey. Even dragons exist on the moon. Though, intriguingly, one is half afraid of the man, which hints at the Man in the Moon's immense power.
Right, establishes his authority, but not all the creatures are friendly. The moon has its dangers, too.
Oh yeah, like what?
There are big white dragon moths with fiery eyes, sword flies, glass beetles with jaws like steel traps, pale unicornettes with stings like spears.
Unicornettes. Tiny unicorns with stings.
Apparently, and an astonishing 57 varieties of spiders.
57, he actually counted them.
Well, maybe not literally counted, but the specificity, the sheer volume and detail of invented stuff here is just astounding. It makes the moon feel utterly real despite being completely fantastical.
It truly is. This isn't just a random list of weird creatures. It speaks to Tolkien's meticulous approach to world building, even for a kid's story.
Exactly. He doesn't just list whimsical creatures, he creates an internal logic, an interdependency, like the silent fauna needing to dodge the swooping flutterbees or the musical flora providing this constant living soundscape.
Those unique names.
Yeah, it establishes a fully imagined, self-consistent ecosystem on the moon. It's a complete self-sustaining ecology, just on a tiny scale. It mirrors the intricate, detailed systems he built for Middle-earth. This attention to detail makes the fantastic feel tangible, believable.
And beyond the creatures and plants, the Man in the Moon's mysterious job adds another layer of intrigue. He spends his days making dreams for the other side of the moon.
Ah, the dreams. That's a subtle but powerful foreshadowing, isn't it? Connecting the whimsical to the deeply imaginative, hints at the profound themes coming up.
But not everything on the moon is serene. The story takes a pretty dramatic turn with the encounter with the Great White Dragon.
Right. The mood shifts. Its lair is in these gray, not white mountains described like old, cold ashes. And the snow there is wet and cold, unlike the moon's usual dry, sparkling snow.
A stark, almost ominous contrast to the whimsical white side. Definitely signals a change in atmosphere.
And this dragon, it's no ordinary beast. It comes with its own deep history, a formidable reputation. We learn it's been to the world and back, even fought the red dragon in Merlin's time, lived on Snowdon.
Wow, it's got backstory.
It really does. Its immense size and terrifying appearance are vividly described. White with green eyes and leaking green fire at every joint and snorting black smoke like a steamer.
Like a steamer. That's an interesting comparison.
Isn't it? Tolkien's use of industrial imagery like steamer to describe a mythical creature, even in a fairy tale, adds this unique, almost jarring power to the description.
And the chase.
Oh, the chase across the Moon Mountains is exhilarating, a moment of pure peril, the dragons knocking the tops of mountains off and setting all the sheep bells ringing like a town on fire. It's a masterful depiction of chaos and scale.
Luckily, the Man in the Moon steps in.
In a truly magnificent display of power, he uses a truly magnificent rocket, a surprisingly modern touch in a fantasy setting, and a dark black spell.
A black spell.
Yeah, that hits the dragon's peculiarly tender stomach, saving the dogs. Showcases the Man in the Moon's immense power, even against such formidable ancient creatures.
But the real thematic depth, what makes this whole moon section so rich, emerges when Roverandom is taken to the mysterious dark side.
Right, down those secret steps that seem to lead right under the mountains into a completely dark place, where the Man in the Moon shines palely all by himself like a glowworm. The contrast couldn't be stronger.
The dark side, just like the white side, has its own unique inhabitants, creating this perfect binary world. Here we find black spiders, owls like eagles, crows like vultures, and these things called black velvet bob owlers.
Bob owlers, okay, creatures of shadow.
But they're also tiny, bright creatures like fireflies and diamond beetles and ruby moths, providing this beautiful, almost hopeful contrast within the darkness.
Like little jewels in the night. But the most profound discovery, the real heart of this section, is the Children's Dream Valley.
Ah, yes. Tell us about that.
It's described as a sheltered place with a soft glow of an afternoon sun. And the children there are dancing sleepily, walking dreamily, and talking to themselves, just engaged in various forms of innocent play.
This is really where the core themes of the story come out, isn't it? Where the whimsy meets some deep philosophical thought.
Absolutely. The Man in the Moon explains that he makes most of the dream, but the children bring some with them, and interestingly, some the spiders make.
The spiders make dreams too.
Apparently. It reveals this fascinating interplay between creation and perception, intention, and, inadvertence, how the magical world actively shapes the human one. It's a truly philosophical concept embedded so gracefully within a children's story. Makes you think about where your own dreams come from, doesn't it?
It really does. And it leads to Roverandom's most poignant moment, a moment of deep emotional resonance.
Yeah, during his time in the Dream Valley, he temporarily gets returned to his real size and voice.
He can talk.
He can talk. And he gets to speak with little boy, too, affirming that strong connection, his desire to go home. It's a brief, bittersweet reunion.
Ah, that must have been tough.
Yeah, the subsequent feeling of melancholy when he returns to toy size is a powerful moment of emotional depth for Roverandom. Highlights his longing for his true place. That emotional beat is essential for a compelling fairy tale, giving the fantastical journey a very human heart.
This mastery of world building and thematic depth, it's truly a hallmark of Tolkien's genius. Shows his versatility beyond the epic sagas.
Definitely. He uses sensory richness sound with those musical plants, the ringing bells, sight with shimmering towers, glowing creatures, even hints of smell with unseen pine trees to create distinct, immersive environments for you to experience.
You don't just read about the moon, you feel like you're there, surrounded by its unique symphony and sights, navigating its weird dangers.
And the imagination in detail is just incredible. It's not just a collection of fanciful ideas, it's the meticulous specificity that makes it sing. The specific varieties of moon insects, the distinct sounds of barking on the Isle of Dogs, the nuanced descriptions of moon flora.
All those details make the fantastic feel tangible and real. This isn't just superficial world building. It's about crafting a believable, if magical, reality.
That level of granular invention is what elevates the story from just a simple adventure to a fully realized living world.
And finally, that profound thematic exploration, the stark contrast between the luminous white side and the mysterious dark side. culminating in the dream valley.
Yeah, it touches upon profound themes. Light and shadow, reality and imagination, and that powerful, almost symbiotic connection between dreams and waking life.
They really rely on each other, don't they? One influencing and feeding the other, like two parts of a single living system.
Exactly. It makes you reflect on the nature of your own reality and dreams, questioning what's real, what's imagined, and how one influences the other. It's a subtle yet profound commentary on the human experience, woven so deftly into a fairy tale.
Teaches you that what you experience in dreams can have a very real impact on your waking life, and vice versa. It's quite deep, really.
So from the moon, the journey takes this genuinely hilarious and unexpected turn. We find Artaxerxes, again, remember him, the grumpy wizard who shrunk Roverandom.
Could we forget? What's he up to now?
Well, he's got a brand new appointment. Psamathos, the sand-sorcerer, in his cunning wisdom, arranges for Artaxerxes to marry Princess Pam.
Princess Pam. Who's she?
Described as the rich Mer King's elderly but lovely daughter.
Elderly but lovely, okay.
And this marriage leads to Artaxerxes becoming the Pacific and Atlantic magician, or Pam for short.
Pam. That's brilliant. A truly comical solution for a troublesome wizard who caused so much trouble and clearly needed keeping busy.
It's a fantastic stroke of narrative wit. Transforms this seemingly powerful, if short-tempered wizard into a figure bogged down by, well, bureaucracy. This demotion, or maybe reassignment, is incredibly entertaining.
So how does Roverandom get down there?
The journey to the deep blue sea is facilitated by Uin, the oldest of the right whales who acts as transport.
Inside a whale.
Yep. Roverandom's initial fear of entering the whale highlights his ongoing vulnerability and the sheer scale of these new, vast environments, even after everything he's been through. He's still a little dog facing big, wondrous new challenges.
And the undersea palace they arrive at must be amazing.
Oh, it is. A true testament to Tolkien's imagination in depicting entirely new elements, described with a pale green light, a white path of sand winding through a dim and fantastic forest, huge sea trees with India rubber trunks.
India rubber trunks, wow.
And a palace of pink and white stone. The sounds are equally enchanting. Mermaids singing in chorus, playing horns and pipes and conches of shell. Though, as always,
Let me guess, sea goblins.
sea goblins lurking in the shadows, adding that touch of underlying peril to the beauty.
The details of this mer world are just incredibly rich, full of life. And it's here that Roverandom encounters another original rover,
Get out! Another one!
a mer dog, who also claims to be the first. He's got his own long historical tale of being a sea rover dog, enchanted centuries ago by a sea woman.
This recurring rover name, it's not just a quirky detail, is it? It reinforces themes of identity, lineage, history within this fantastical realm.
It suggests that even in these magical worlds, the idea of a first or original self holds significance. Resonates with your understanding of how identities form, how stories get passed down, creates this sense of shared, albeit fantastical, history.
So what about our Roverandom? Does he get, like, gills?
Close. His transformation for the sea is another moment of delightful magic. Artaxerxes, now eager to please his new wife, Princess Pam,
Pam the Pam?
uses his fountain pen wand, a surprisingly humble tool for a wizard, right?
Very low tech.
To give Roverandom a fishy tail, webby feet, and a Macintosh coat, allowing him to swim effortlessly.
A built-in raincoat.
Exactly. This transformation is presented with a touch of humor, almost dismissively referring to Artaxerxes' magic as a minor art. And the contrast is clear, too. Roverandom finds swimming is easier to pick up than flying, very nearly as pleasant and not so tiring. He's adaptable, our Roverandom.
And the dynamic between Artaxerxes, now the Pam,
The Pacific and Atlantic magician, stuck in bureaucratic hell.
and his new duties, it's pure comedic genius. His job involves dealing with complaints from the merfolk about everything imaginable.
Like what kind of complaints?
Oh, shipwrecks, volcano explosions, fighting fish, absent-minded sharks, even unmentionable monsters of the black abysses.
So big stuff and small stuff.
Exactly. The humor comes from the mundane nature of some of these complaints. Imagine being an all-powerful wizard and your biggest headaches are like nipped lobster tails.
No.
Yes. The merfolk blame him for everything, even tails nipped by their own pet lobsters. They criticize his inadequate magic, suggest his salary ought to be reduced.
It's the ultimate demotion, isn't it? From grand incantations to dealing with customer service complaints. A wizard's nightmare.
It's truly hilarious seeing this powerful wizard bogged down by petty bureaucracy. Artaxerxes' temperament is often crossly, full of his own importance, and he's described as too lazy to wear boots often.
Another wonderfully specific humanizing detail.
Right. He even throws a lump of rock at Roverandom on a Monday, which we're told is the absolute worst day for complaints.
Makes him incredibly relatable despite his magic. Brings this very human element to his wizardry. Transforms him from just a figure of fear into one of, well, charming exasperation.
This ability to inhabit another element, the deep sea, with such imaginative adaptations is just a testament to Tolkien's talent for holistic world building.
Yeah, he seamlessly blends a human-like society with aquatic characteristics. Sea houses without stairs or umbrellas. Fishy transport, the unexpected bureaucracy.
It's a complete self-contained world. Its own logic, its own quirks. Shows his consistent approach to creating immersive environments, whether it's land, air, or sea.
And the humor derived from the powerful wizard being burdened by mundane complaints is truly unexpected and delightful. Makes Artaxerxes, despite initially shrinking Rover, a surprisingly sympathetic and comical figure.
He's not just a flat villain, he's a wizard with a very bad and very funny job.
And as we discussed with the Moondog, that recurring Rover name and the Murdog's extensive backstory, they reinforce themes of identity and history within this fantasy world.
Adds a layer of depth. Suggests that even in the most whimsical places, there are echoes of the past, questions of who one truly is. This undersea world, with its mix of wonder and mundane complaints, really resonates with your understanding of ocean depth and mystery.
Reminds you that even the unknown can have its own charmingly absurd realities.
And that the grandest powers might still be subject to the most trivial of annoyances. It's a profound, humorous insight into the nature of power, even magical power.
All right, so things are really reaching a climax now down in the deep blue sea. We've got Artaxerxes stuck in his magical admin job.
I'm the manager.
Huh. But of course, Roverandom's mischievous streak hasn't completely vanished. In a moment of just pure playful mischief, he decides to bite a shark's tail.
Oh dear. Which shark?
One that's pulling Artaxerxes' carriage. This seemingly small act of fun accidentally provokes the ancient sea serpent.
Uh-oh. Big trouble.
Huge trouble, a creature of immense power and history. It stirs, and this leads to absolute chaos. The water gone mad, the carriage whirled all over the place, giddy fishes and spinning sea trees. It's a delightful, if slightly dangerous, disruption.
The merfolk's reaction must have been intense.
Immediate outrage. They demand, "Bring out the Pam!" and insist Artaxerxes quiet the serpent.
Shows how reliant they've become on him, even for things way beyond his control. Demonstrates those often unreasonable expectations placed on people in power, magical or not. The pressure is definitely on.
And Artaxerxes' attempt to fix it. It's a masterclass in magical failure. Or maybe just really bad luck.
What does he do?
His spell only gives the serpent a terrible bad dream, which, hilariously, just wakes it up even more, intensifying its rage.
Oh, that backfired spectacularly.
Completely. This leads to the serpent making a rather blunt demand for Artaxerxes to leave. If this blithering wizard doesn't go away at once, and if he ever so much as paddles in the sea again, I shall come out, and I shall eat him first, and then I shall knock everything to dripping smithereens.
Wow. Okay, so the serpent is not happy.
Not at all. This forces Artaxerxes into early retirement. He's compelled to burn his spells, collect all his paraphernalia, insignia, symbols, memoranda, books of recipes, arcana apparatus, and bags and bottles of miscellaneous spells.
The whole magical kit and caboodle.
Pretty much. It's this symbolic, comical clearing out of his entire magical life, a literal unwizarding.
The critical mistake here, though, and the ultimate turning point for Roverandom getting back to normal, is that Artaxerxes, in his hurry and, general grumpiness,
What does he do?
he forgets to save the antidote to Roverandom's enchantment. He'd put this strongest anti-removal spell preserver on Roverandom earlier, just to show him that he can't do everything, meaning Psamathos.
So he was being petty. And now Roverandom's stuck.
Seemingly. But salvation comes from an entirely unexpected, wonderfully practical source. Mrs. Artaxerxes, Princess Pam.
Pam saves the day. How?
She finds the lost little black bag, the one with the antidote, on the nasty rubbish heap Artaxerxes made in the garden when he was burning his stuff.
No way. Just lying there.
Yep. This small act of practicality, motivated by care for Rover and probably exasperation with her husband, is what ultimately breaks the spell. Proves that sometimes the most mundane actions yield the greatest magic.
Her role is absolutely crucial then. It's not some grand magical feat just tidying up.
Exactly. So, with the magic fountain pen wand, which he presumably gives back to Artaxerxes, he quickly reverses the enchantment with a loud bang and returns to his proper size. He's a bit bigger now, some months older, showing the passage of time and the profound journey he's been on.
His reaction must have been amazing.
Pure, unadulterated joy, running a mile in circles for joy, barking his head off, and importantly, learning from his past mistakes, he politely thanks the wizard.
Ah, good boy. It's a wonderful full circle moment. Shows his growth, his maturity.
The narrative climax here is just expertly crafted, that clear chain of events. Roverandom's initial bite provoking the wizard, then the shark's tail bite disturbing the sea serpent, ultimately leading to the wizard's downfall. It shows real narrative skill, that cause and effect.
And what a beautiful example of the power of, well, love and practicality. Mrs. Artaxerxes' intervention, motivated by common sense and concern.
It's a classic fairy tale element, isn't it? Where true magic often comes from unexpected, heartfelt places, not just grand spells. Makes you realize that sometimes the most profound solutions come from the most unlikely sources.
And then, the most delightful part of the resolution. The truly mundane fate of the magical. Artaxerxes, now just Mr. Apam.
Loses the wizard title completely.
Retires with his wife to a seaside town, running a cigarette and chocolate shop.
Seriously, a corner shop.
Yep. He makes Cam's rock candy, which children love even after they had dropped it in the sand. A charming hint that maybe a last bit of unconscious lingering magic clings to him. Gives his rock candy this magical, enduring quality.
That's wonderful. A wonderfully humorous, down-to-earth end for such a powerful figure.
Meanwhile, Mrs. Artaxerxes, Mrs. Apam, she truly thrives in their new practical life. Becomes very famous, running bathing tents and vans, giving swimming lessons.
Then she's wearing the Merking's jewels. A fabulous touch of lingering glamour from her previous life.
Exactly. The ultimate unwizardly fates of Artaxerxes and his wife provide this final touch of humor, grounding the whole fantastical journey in something mundane, yet utterly charming.
This humorous ending, it really makes you, the listener, consider the nature of power and change. What does it truly mean for a wizard who once commanded oceans, could shrink dogs with a word, to end up selling candy?
It's a powerful, almost philosophical statement about transformation, isn't it? Even for the magically inclined. Shows that life's greatest adventures can sometimes lead to the quietest, most unexpected forms of happiness.
So after all these incredible, world-spanning adventures, the moon, the deep-sea rover's journey home is a return to a more familiar world, though maybe a little less exciting now.
Right, he trudges down country lanes and highways, making his way back. And the narrator makes this really poignant observation here, noting that dry land is often as dangerous a place for a dog as the moon or the ocean, though much duller.
That's interesting. It's a quiet, reflective moment. Highlights how his experiences have profoundly changed his perception of the mundane. Even ordinary life is seen through this new, more discerning lens. He's seen things.
And then the homecoming. After weeks or months since the tale began, Rover finally gets back to his own garden gate. And who does he find there?
Please say it's a little boy, too?
It is little boy 2 playing on the lawn with the yellow ball.
Perfect.
The sheer, unadulterated joy of this moment is just palpable. For Rover, the dream had come true, just as he had never expected. And little boy 2's delighted cry, "There's Roverandom!" confirms his identity, his triumphant return, a moment of profound recognition and acceptance.
That must have been everything to Rover.
It solidifies everything. The boy's grandmother, initially confused by the new name, eventually accepts Roverandom and the boy's unwavering claim of ownership.
So the name sticks.
It sticks. It reinforces that Rover's extraordinary journey and his new identity are now firmly integrated into his reality, accepted by those who matter most. This moment truly brings the story full circle, back to the heart of belonging. Emphasizes that even after the grandest adventures, home is where true identity is confirmed.
What's truly beautiful here is how Tolkien ultimately loops the story back to that idea of belonging, the simple, enduring joys of home. Despite the vast, fantastical journey, the ultimate resolution is found in the comfort of the familiar.
Grounds the extraordinary in the everyday, a quintessential fairy tale element that makes them resonate so deeply.
Yeah, it reassures you that even if you wander to the moon and the bottom of the sea, the warmth of home remains. It's still the anchor point.
And Roverandom isn't just an ordinary dog after all this, is he? He grows to be very wise and had an immense local reputation.
A wise old dog.
He still chats with old Psamathos, the sand-sorcerer, who remains this link to his magical past. And he has all sorts of other adventures, many of which he shares with the little boy.
So it's not just an end to a journey, it's a continuation of a life enriched by magic, an ongoing tapestry of wonder.
That concept of growth and wisdom is central to Roverandom's entire journey, a classic fairy tale arc. What started as a punishment for rudeness
Ultimately leads to his personal development, profound insights, a confirmed sense of identity. The magic doesn't just vanish once the spell is broken.
Right, it integrates into this wider, more mature understanding of the world, where wondrous things can still happen. Teaches that experiences, even challenging ones, shape us, lead to deeper wisdom.
But of course, there's always a skeptic. Tinker the cat.
Ah, Tinker. What about him?
Tinker does not believe a word of them. Jealous cat.
Ah, perfect. It's a charming, humorous, and very human note to end on. Acknowledges that not everyone will see or believe in the magic, but that doesn't diminish its reality for Roverandom, or for those who experienced it.
That enduring magic is such a powerful aspect of Tolkien's talent. The story ends not with a complete return to the mundane where all enchantment is gone.
No, the fantastical elements are subtly integrated into Roverandom's life and identity.
Exactly. It beautifully celebrates childhood wonder, but also subtly acknowledges the complexities of reality, that sometimes, even if a skeptical cat doesn't believe them, great adventures and magical experiences can profoundly shape who we are and enrich our lives.
Leaves you with the idea that wonder can persist, maybe even thrive, right there in the everyday, if only you're open to seeing it. Hashtag tag outro.
So this deep dive into Roverandom, it's really shown us Tolkien's incredible gift for imagination, hasn't it? Not just in creating those vast, sweeping sagas like Middle-earth,
Which are amazing,
obviously, but also in crafting these intimate, detailed, and utterly charming fairy tales. From talking animals and, well, grumpy wizards, to a moon made of music and dreams. His talent for weaving magic into every corner of a story shines through with such specific, delightful detail.
He creates entire believable worlds no matter their size, populates them with characters who actually grow and learn. It's really quite something. We've seen how a seemingly simple story can be packed with ingenious world-building, delightful characters, and this profound sense of wonder. Tolkien invites you, the listener, not just to listen, but to believe in the possibility of enchantment in the everyday, the extraordinary and the seemingly small.
He shows us that even a small act, like a dog biting a wizard's trouser,
This is where it all started.
can lead to a transformation of grand proportions, both for the individual and for the very fabric of the world around them. It's a reminder that even the most mundane beginnings can lead to the most epic personal journeys.
So what does this deep dive mean for you listening right now?
Well, maybe it's a powerful reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary adventures do begin with a single, unexpected moment, just like Rover's fateful encounter with that wizard.
Encourages you to look a little closer, maybe listen a little more carefully, and just wonder what might be lurking just beyond the ordinary.
So, consider this. How might the mundane events in your own life be the starting point for your next great untold story? What unexpected magic is lurking just beneath the surface of your everyday, waiting for you to, well, perhaps just bite into it?
Philozoopia.